Hello everyone, my name is Tianzi Mu and I would like to show you my ideas about 9904 Assessment 1. Firstly, with the wars and conflicts in some countries, a large number of refugees have arisen in many regions. These refugees have had to leave their own countries to flee, and in addition to being homeless, they may even lose their lives. If a large number of refugees are not resolved and resettled in a timely manner, they pose a threat to the security of the international community and other countries. That would lead to a refugee crisis and humanitarian crisis. The purpose of my idea and research is to analyze the factors that create refugee crisis and to organize the ways in which international governments as well as social organizations are currently rescuing refugees. Also, to create a model of governmental decision-making to simulate the effects of different policies and actions on those factors, and to predict more effective ways of rescuing refugees for the government. To help or solve the refugee crisis management and sustainable development. As a result of my speech, there are many factors that generate refugee crisis, such as population movements, resource allocation, economic impact. The impact of refugee crisis on the economic and social infrastructure of the host country, the impact of refugee flows on social and political stability, the level of education and skills training of refugee groups, and the impact on their integration into the new society, and the impact of assistance and support from the international community. But I have summarized the main factors, which are as follows. First, population movements, the changing influx and departure of refugees, and the distribution of resources. Second, refugee status determination, the criteria for determining refugee status and the procedures for doing so. Third, security precautions, preventing refugees from becoming victims of violence or crime, and preventing terrorists and harmful organizations from entering refugee populations. Faced with these factors that generate refugee crisis, national governments and international organizations have carried out a number of assistance policies and modalities. I will describe these forms of assistance in detail in the next PowerPoint. First, there are many current approaches to refugee relief. These are international cooperation and assistance. The international community to increase aid funding to affected countries for the provision of emergency relief and sustainable development projects. Sustainable development and economic opportunities. To promote economic development, support the economic development of affected countries, create employment opportunities, and improve the standard of living of the local population, including refugees. Social cohesion and cultural acceptance. To promote community cohesion and to take measures to promote integration between refugees and local communities, reduce social tensions, increase mutual cultural understanding, and reduce cultural conflicts. Environmental protection and resource management, to ensure environmental sustainability in refugee camps and settlements, including water management. And local communities, reducing social tensions, increasing mutual cultural understanding, and reducing cultural conflicts. Environmental protection and resource management, ensuring environmental sustainability in refugee camps and settlements, including water resource management, water disposal, etc., and reducing the burden on the local environment. Promotion of education and awareness raising, providing education, including basic education and vocational training for refugees, improving their skills levels and increase employment opportunities. Social awareness raising, social publicity, and education to enhance public understanding of promotion of refugee issues and reduce discrimination and prejudice. Among these many ways of relief, I have summarized the most important ways of relief, which are as follows. Method A. Other neighboring countries set up refugee camps to promote medical assistance, shelter, and the most basic education for children, as well as employment opportunities and entrepreneurial support to help refugees integrate into the local labor market. Method B. International organizations or governments donate to local refugees, and there are volunteers who distribute basic food and basic medical care to local refugees. Based on my research and summaries, I have created a system dynamics models to show which relief method to observe is more sustainable and effective in helping the refugee population. At the top of the model is a background of the topic where refugees were created after a war. The emergence of the refugees triggers two different international relief approaches, A and B. Approach A and Approach B have the same result purpose, which is to assist the refugees in a humanitarian way. However, the two approaches are based on different factors. The factors to consider in Approach A are the cost to the government, the movement of refugees, and the management of the refugees after they have been admitted. The factors to be considered in B are government costs and allocation of resources. In order to analyze the problem more clearly, as well as to understand the different modeling approaches, I agent-based modeling the data. As you can see from the figure, the actors are refugees, international organizations, and national governments. Their behaviors and variables are different. The key variables for refugees are population, movement, resource allocation, and social sustainability. The key variables for the international organizations are population, movements of refugees, medical services, and food and water sources that ensure basic survival needs. The key variables for national governments are the movement of refugees, the establishment of the refugee shelters, the provision of basic education and skill training, and the promotion of cultural exchanges among refugees to reduce cultural conflicts. I have made a comparative analysis of two different modeling approaches based on the topic of refugee management. From the analysis, it can be understood that the direction of system dynamics modeling is from top to bottom and its presentation is clear, whereas the direction of subject-based modeling is from bottom up and its presentation is complex. In conclusion, I would like to say that the outbreak of wars between different countries has led to the destruction of the homes of many ordinary people, who have been rendered homeless, and some have even lost their lives as a result. A large number of refugees are not properly resettled, which can turn into a refugee crisis in too long a time. And while national Governments and some international organizations have implemented some assistance to the refugees. The choice of policy plans to manage the refugees and bring sustainability to the future of the refugee community is crucial for the national governments, as well as for the safety of the refugees and for international humanitarian assistance. Below are the references of my presentation. Thank you.